In the days following the victory, Sango returned to Oyo, triumphant, but something in him had changed. The taste of power, the thrill of destruction, the whisper of gods in the dreams. The horde made him restless. His wife Oba tried to soothe him with warmth, cooking his favorite dish and urging him to rest. But he snapped at her. The gods do not sleep, he said coldly. Oba, heartbroken, sought the counsel of Oshun. Oshun, we'll talk about Oshun in some other story. Oshun's wife, and a powerful priestess of the river spirits. Oshun saw what Oba feared. Sango fire was no longer only a gift, it was becoming a burden. In trance, Oshun divined a vision of Sango on a cliff, flames devouring the land beneath him. She went to him that night, gentle yet firm. Your crown is turning to coal, my king, she warned. The spirit call you, but he will lose yourself to them. Will lose you. Sango looked at her with eyes that flickered like torches. I'm not lost, he said. I am becoming what I must be. But in his voice there was something unrecognizable, a sharpness that frightened even her, Oshun. She left in silence. In the distance, thunder rolled, though the sky remained clear. Though Sango crushed Dada Jaka rebellion, peace was not to be the victory bred far rather than loyalty. The Oyomesi, once his advisor, now debated in hushed tones. They fear his power, his temper, his growing isolation. Some claimed he was no longer man, but a demon of fire. The elders, Chief Olu, began contacting rival kingdom, offering them alliance in exchange for Sango's downfall. Meanwhile, tales spread across the land of Sango causing droughts, of his shadow burning fields. Whether true or not, the fear spread like wildfire. In secret, Oba visited her mother's shrine and prayed for a miracle. Oshun wept beside the river, asking the spirit to help the man she once loved. And far to the east, a warrior queen named Oya began riding towards Oyo. Her name carried on the wind like a promise. The storm is coming. In the palace, Sango sat in the dark, staring at his axe, whispering ancient words to himself. When his servant tried to approach, he turned and asked, "Do you hear them? The sky speak is once more." And outside, though no storm had been seen for days, thunder echoed again, loud this time. From the east came a warrior unlike any seen before. Oya, daughter of the forest and the wild wind, rode in the fury of 1,000 tempests. Her arrival in Oyo was not announced by trumpet or herald, but by the sudden sweep of dry wind that stripped leaves from trees and ruffled rooftops. Soldiers at the gates parted instantly as her black stallion thundered through. Her face was veiled in red, a spear edged with lightning silge. Word reached Sango as he trained alone in the courtyard. When he turned to meet her, their eyes looked. Something ancient stirred. Oya dismounted without bowing, stood tall before the king and said, "You call the storm. I am the storm." Sango laughed, a sound rare these days, and offered her a seat at his left. That night, the dying white thunder rumbled overhead. She challenged his words, teased his pride, even matched his tales of conquest. For the first time in months, the fire in Sango did not rage. It danced, and by dawn, he had named her his third wife. But in the quiet corner of the palace, Oba wept in solitude, and Oshun watched with weary eyes. They knew what Oya was, not just a queen, a force and fire. When fed by the wind, grows wild. As Sango and Oya grew closer, the council of elders grew desperate. Olowu, the eldest and most powerful among them, met secretly with the rival kings and disgruntled chiefs. Is no longer one of us, Olowu hissed. He speaks to hundreds and answers to no man. They remembered the custom Sango had broken, the rituals he had rewritten, the land he had claimed by lightning instead of law. But they were careful, for Sango's rod was swift, and his spies sharper than blades. Instead, they planted doubts among the people. They spoke of cursed wind and poison rain, of harvest falling under a sky that never rained. At night, strange fire were seen flickering on hills, and some said they were sacrificed to dark gods. Within the palace, even servant whisper. Oya heard the rumor first and warned Sango. "Your enemy wears the face of friend," she said. Her voice like wind through leaves. But Sango, caught in his grind power and passion, dismissed her. "Let them talk," he said. "Let them fear." Oya looked at him, round. "It is not fear that topples king, my love. It is silence before the storm." Oba, Sango's first wife and most loyal wife, watched her world crumble piece by piece. Once beloved by the people, her presence in the palace now felt like a shadow. Servant passed her without greeting. The guards no longer bowed deeply. Sango, once warm and protective, barely acknowledged her presence. In her loneliness, she clung to hope. Hope that the man she loved was still beneath the storm god he had become. In a final act of devotion, she prepared Sango's favorite meal, a stew made from her mother's secret recipe. According to the palace tradition, the dish could only be made once, its spice blessed in ritual, its flavor said to be bind soul. She served it to him personally, eyes pleading for connection. Sango smiled faintly, but when he tasted the stew, something shifted. Why would you make this? He asked, confused. This is a sacred meal? Oba's heart sank. Because I love you, she whispered. He put the bowl down. Love is a luxury I can no longer afford. That night, Oba fled the palace in tears. Behind her, the steel cold on a golden plate, untouched, a final gift left to rot. Storm began to appear over Oyo. Strange ones. The cloud came with no wind. Thunder growled, but no rain followed. The people began to murmur that the sky itself was hungry. Farmer refused to plant. Traveler turned away at the gates. And in the palace, Sango dream turned violent. He saw himself drowning in fire, holding the axe as it melted in his hands. He heard Oba's voice crying out, but he could not find her. He awoke in sweat, only to find torches in his chamber flickering widely, though no breeze stirred. Oya entered, calm but stern. You must cleanse yourself, she said. The spirits are restless. Your fire is cracking the world. Sango rose, furious. I am not broken, he shouted. I am king. Oya said nothing. She only turned and she left. The wind behind her knocked over a statue of Jakuta. That night, in the marketplace, a child screamed as the statues of a lesser god split into two. The priest declared it an omen. The gods were watching and judgment was coming. High above, the star flickered strangely, as if even the heaven held their breaths.